Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Whew. I had to very urgently join Piss Gang. But thankfully everything is good now. Alrighty then, let's see if I can... There we go. Hey, how is everybody? It's actually under my cat's control on kitchens. No, I don't think that's how it works. My cat does not control me, she's just demanding. So anyway, but enough of all that. So how has everybody been today? Okay. I think I'm gonna go up to this level here. So this is nether wart. Should probably make another farm plot, but oh well. No, I wanted to connect it up to here. The reagents room. And also... Oh wait, no, that's fins on that side. I wanted to try and find a spot to connect up a water tube. Just for kicks and giggles. Maybe up here. Yeah, that works. That's a relatively empty area. So how's fuck. Maybe one day I will be able to speak. How has everybody been? Things been going all right? The cat killed and took over. You people get like crazy with your cat stuff. Like, have you all never had a cat that's just demanding? Like, you all must never have had to deal with something like that. She is a voracious little predator. She cannot stand not having what she wants. There we go. So yeah, no, she's just a cat. Selfish and demanding, and... Oh, you know how it is. But yeah, everything's good now. You wish you had a cat? Maybe be careful what you wish for. No, I love my cat. I just wish she would be a little more patient, I guess. It's hard to, you know. Cats are like little children. They are messy. They're callous and unforgiving. But they will unconditionally love you if you treat them right. At least that's what I find. So yeah, it's not been too bad. But enough about my cat. Anything interesting happened in the last few days, like on you know where? Is 2B2T like still a ghost town? I hope it's getting there. Boy, I hope it's getting there. Would be nice to have a somewhat new friend empty 2B2T. But that's probably just wishful thinking on my part. Remember it yet, rabbit? What? I'm not sure what you're talking about, but whatever. You have a dog and he eats all your sandwiches. Yeah, dogs are really, really indiscriminate. They go after everything. Cats at least have some control. Not a whole lot of control, but some control. It isn't perfect, but you know. Cats, for example, while they definitely want everything under the sun, they do have, like, tastes that they develop over time. Like, for example, when my mother cooks that really good roast beef dish, my cats really want it because it smells good. But for some reason, they don't really like the beef all that much. And so when they eat it, just a teensy bit of it, they'll go, oh, I don't actually want this. And then I also learned that garlic and garlic flavoring and things like that, like you can't feed cats stuff like that, because it's really, really bad for them. Cats get, like, sick. Like, they'll throw up on you. Apparently garlic is a poison to cats. So, learned that the hard way. Had a cat barf up on me just because it couldn't stand the garlic compounds. Or the compounds in garlic, I mean. So yeah, beware of that. That's no bueno. You don't want to have a cat go bleh on you out of nowhere. Let's go down 20. Okay, that gets us just below the glass. And then I'll shuffle this pipe off somewhere. Not sure where, though. Ah, maybe right there. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, I can have another pipe come off there. And then in the meantime, I want there to be kind of like a twist or a sort of a pattern to this tube. Just because if it's empty, and it's just a long, straight, empty tube, like, it kind of needs to have some kinks in it just to make it look interesting, you know? You imagine Fit is having a hard time getting 2B2T content. Oh, I know. Imagine if you made your living exclusively off of a dead server like 2B2T. I'm sure he'll eventually get back into a groove, but notice how after he took that slight vacation, what was it, back in like August or something? Notice how he's not had any super reliable, you know, he's kind of had to phone it in just a tiny bit. I sincerely hope that never happens to me. Oh, whoops. But I can understand the allure of phoning it in, and just how incredibly easy it is to do. But yeah, that's them's the breaks, you know. Okay, I'll have it twist off that way. What would be better, like a spiral pattern going off that direction, or maybe this is a good time for like experimentation and shit. Actually, I don't want it. I want it merged in like that. Yeah, that works. Sleep at 3 p.m.? No. Well, that person's probably either stayed up too late or ended up is in another time zone. Something like that. That would suck, in all honesty, to be in a time zone that's like wonky from your favorite content creators or something like that. That would be harsh. But I understand. You know, can't always get lucky with how things are. 5, yeah, that's looking pretty decent. Yeah, and then we'll do this again. From here to here. And then just copy from here and then rotate 180. No. -90. Let's go back one. Paste from there. Oof. Not quite what I wanted. Flip it this way and see what it... Oh, shit. Oh, that's right. It's upside down. Duh. Okay, that works. In all honesty, I don't want it to be this way, though. Get up on top of this. Cut it. Rotate it 180. Shit. My damn fingers. Perfect. That is exactly how I wanted it. Well, I want it connected all throughout. Just because, like, swimming through a crazy contraption like this seems like it would be really fun. I don't know. There doesn't always have to be rhyme or reason to every single little thing you do in this place. Okay, so I'm gonna copy this right there. And then copy it over again. There we go. Have I ever watched Dororo? It's a real anime, old anime. Yeah. It's by, funny enough, I have unironically studied about this in my Japanese class. We studied Osamu Tezuka and all of his various works. Although we didn't, like, study all of them in depth or anything. Just that, you know, Tetsuwan Atom came up. Blackjack came up. You know, stuff of that nature. Like, yeah, he was a really prolific manga author, and just all of the impacts that he had on the culture and shit like that. There we go. So yeah, that's stuff I am passingly aware of. But I've never actually bothered to watch any of those things, just because, like, A, I'm too busy, and B, I don't care. Not gonna lie. Really don't care that much about super old anime. I know it's good. I know people liked it. I just don't really have a reason to care, I guess. Oh, wait. Let me turn down my render distance. It's a little bit annoying. Gets framey in places. But yeah, surely this is different from the 2B2T one. Oh, of course. This place is way different. Two B2T's version of this never got this advanced. I intended for it to, but it never could, unfortunately. But hey, that's it's the way the ball bounces. Okay. Where do I want copy this from? Although actually, yeah, I guess that's good. Like so. Perfect. And now I should be able to stack the effect over quite a ways. Let's go just 5 times without air. Oh, baby. Oh, no. Shit. That didn't do it. No. Okay, I think I see where I went wrong. If I want to stack it, I've got to be like right here. Let's just stack twice. Duplicated. Maybe it's to here. I'm very talented. Well, thank you, Foxboy. Stack 2 and see if that maintains the pattern appropriately. Seems to be. Okay. Now let's stack 5. Ooh. All right. That's paying off. All right, cool. And so once it's sort of bounced around and bent around like this after enough, I guess right here, we will have it turn 90 degrees in the Z plane, or no, in the Y plane, that's it. And then have it twist off elsewhere. Down, preferably. Okay, let's see here. I'll just make one segment and then duplicate it as usual. Five. Okay, good. And then from this way, it can go down and in there. So actually, let's stack it 30 blocks down. Oh, that didn't go down far enough at all. 50 still doesn't go down far enough. Okay, 70, that's not too bad. Oh, whoops. You have to have a bit of an imagination to be, just decide to put something somewhere. There we go. Let's stack this another 20 blocks. That still doesn't get it. I wanted it to connect up. Aha! Perfect. Man, I've still got that slippery Dolphin's Grace. I forgot about that. I'm a slippery son of a bitch. Because I've... fuck it. There we go. Now then, it would be awkward to travel through. Yeah, it's meant to be, though. You haven't finished the original Space Valkyria on 2B2T, right? And the copy got griefed. Yes, that is exactly what happened, Toasty. There are no Space Valk 3s left on 2B2T. And I have no intention of making a new one. Or another one, I mean. Really? Just one block? Oh man, it doesn't even cast it outward. How tragic. Am I going to give the tube any support? Yes, but I intend to build those off of buildings. For example, the... I'll fill this shit in with water later. For example, the minecart tubes, which is just an alternative, you know, path, has these little things as support beams. And I don't want to put a whole ton of them everywhere yet, even though I could. I want to put more buildings in first, and then have some of the tubing wrap around the buildings or go through some buildings, and then obviously have supports jutting off of buildings. You know, having them go into buildings like that. Stuff like that. Like, I just need there to be more buildings to have first. And then from there, I'll bother, you know, putting supports on it. So it's not going to just sit out in space empty forever and ever. Oh, sayonara. Thanks for the donation, man. What is PLN? I'm not familiar with that currency. Is that Polish something? I don't know. But oh well. Feeding us false info. What are you talking about, false info? Oh, about the 2B2T. Yeah, I can't tell you if there are, but there aren't. Like there aren't. I mean, I know it's like funny to think, oh well, you know, Jack might have a secret, whatever. But in all honesty, I can't bother. I can't be bothered. I'm tired of 2B2T as it is. Polish Zolty. Okay, so I was right. It is Polish. Interesting. I'd never seen that currency before. So that's interesting. I learned something today. Thank you, Sayonara. But anyway. I'm going to turn the music down just slightly. There we go. So, let's just go ahead and get on into them. Questions. Interest in history of Anarchy alternatives. No, not really. I don't have any interest in... Well, I'm not even really sure what Anarchy alternative is the most popular right now. I know they all fluctuate like mad. Like 4B4T was popular for like 5 minutes. And then it was 9B9T. And then... Fuck if I remember. I don't know what it is now. I couldn't tell you what's good, what people want to see, or where people are hanging out on, or if people even care about Anarchy alternatives. I know I don't. I am quite tired of Anarchy alternatives because they all try to do the same shit. And they all fail. They all suck because they don't get what made 2B2T so cool. So many of them are just like half-baked at best. Anarchy alternatives are like imitation milk. You know, whole milk versus skim milk versus 2% versus cream versus heavy cream versus like this, that, the other. And it's just like, I just want fucking milk. I don't care, you know, if it's organic, free range, whatever. Just give me some goddamn milk. Like, give me 2B2T as it was. I don't want imitations. I don't want half-hearted versions. I don't want, you know, a bastardized this or that. I just want my 2B2T. Oh my god, Cat, shut the fuck up. You guys can hear her, can't you? Honestly, you're sick of 2B2T, though. I'm sick of it as it is now. I want it as it was. Get in. Put your butt over there. You lay down. So yeah, just... It's just not fun the way that it used to be. And I'm, like I said before, the cat's out of the bag, the genie's out of the bottle. 2B2T can never really be what it was, just by design. One day, if one of these Anarchy alternatives manages to stick around and stand the test of time and, you know, actually gets why 2B2T was so fun to be on, if one of those ends up making it for like 3 or 4 more years, you could maybe see a semi-resurgence. Maybe. That's very iffy. I don't doubt that a lot of these Anarchy alternatives are going to shrivel up and disappear. Because here's the funny thing. A lot of these Anarchy alternatives are just old news. Like, there have been Anarchy alternatives since the dawn of 2B2T. Not just since the Russia War started. This is a thing that is not even slightly unexpected. There have been so many attempts at recreating 2B2T as it was. And it just, they all fail. They all fall apart. None of them really get it. None of them have the fan base or the ancient ass map. Just none of them will ever cut it. And they just, the people in charge of these servers, they don't know why. They're never going to get it. In my opinion, they're just, it's just going to be the same old, same old. And it wouldn't shock me if another 2B2T light, 2B2T, imitation 2B2T, I can't believe it's not 2B2T. I wouldn't be shocked if another new one pops up next week. Or whatever. It just is what it is. One day they will, you know, one day somebody's going to be like, you know, making a 2B2T clone isn't very good. Let's make something more memorable, and then someone will do something unique, you know? Something that might become as popular as 2B2T, just in a different way. And then maybe, just maybe, we can have something cool again. But as it stands, like, the world is a very almost polarized place. I don't know that you can have a 2B2T. Because the thought Taliban would love to be able to, you know, decry this or that place and go, oh my god, this is so exist this. And so making a 2B2T from scratch, let's say, for example, if Hightail, because let's be honest, Hightail is like the next potentially good thing, if it doesn't get cucked out of the gate. If that comes to pass, we could see it be something interesting. Maybe. Even that's a bit generous. But who knows? Maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. Actually, I think I want to just have a little hub here. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it ends up going. I could be completely wrong, and there could be something just as cool as 2B2T waiting around us, or for us waiting around the corner. I'm not holding my breath, of course. Anarchy is just a clout fest now, you're right. Yeah, exactly, Universals. Exactly. Oh wow, Spear, you finished the Kiss costume change map art. Okay, cool. Send that to me on Discord. I want to see it. If you got it, I want to get in on that. That shit's so cool. Is it transforming, or is it just like a singular map art, because I can't imagine you made an animated map art. Especially not something that convoluted. I don't think anybody's made a really good animated map art before. An animated map art. Holy shit, that would be cool. I know Mojang added support years and years ago for like animated textures for like resource packs. But I don't think that extends to maps. But then again, I mean, you could make something just as cool, in my opinion. I don't know. I'd have to see. Whoops. Oh, but yeah. 2B2T always, like, the subject always becomes depressing. If ever I talk about it, I always end up getting kind of, like, slightly depressed from just thinking about how it's gone to pot. And, like, I can't help but wonder, you know, what could it have been? How things could have been better? And then I just kind of get depressed from it, thinking, you know, it'll never really change. 2B2T's likely to just stay as it is. I kind of get why a lot of the ancient players wanted 2B2T to just die. I kind of want it to die as it is, you know? Maybe be reborn somehow. Yeah, that could work. If there was a way to kill it as it currently is and then revive it, that would be something. But I don't think that's ever going to happen. I'm pretty sure 2B2T is locked in the state that it is currently in. We are stuck with a subpar 2B2T. 5 ever. That is also a depressing thought. Ugh. Definitely not something cool or inventive or fun. I don't know. If we ever do get 1.18 or 1.17 or whatever the fuck it's going to end up being, maybe we'll see things change. Maybe. What am I making? I'm just making a bunch of water tubes that you'll eventually be able to travel through these. The part of the water highway. Basically. It's just for shits and giggles. It's not really like... It's not really serious. But it does, like, add a really cool element. So I don't know. We'll see. This gives me a chance to be, like, creative with a really limited... sort of, it's almost like a writing prompt, in a way. Having this, this tube system, like it's a closed system that works under certain conditions only. And, like, I get to be as crazy with it as I like. So yeah, that's kind of the point of the tube system. It just looks cool. At least I think so. So yeah, next question. Am I an anime cosboy femboy IRL? No. Just no. Oh, that's... There are a lot of silly questions like that in these, so be prepared. Tell us an alpha computer story. Ooh. So, I got a good one. So around the time we had pig spawners, we were trying desperately to figure out how to get them to work and how to place them. Because at the time, you could not... you couldn't place pig spawners, or no, you could place them, we just couldn't remove them from the container. They were in an ender chest. And so we were kind of screwed when it came to moving them around. And so I kind of gave up on how to do it. And at some point, Alpha figured out how to do it by putting the box, it was a shulker box, on a hopper, and then while the hopper was open, you would use an additional, because this was a client feature in Future, I want to say, and you would open the hopper, keep the hopper open, but like Future could minimize the hopper's UI so that it didn't get in the way, and you'd be able to just sort of move around and look here or there. And doing that, you would place the pig spawner wherever you like. And that was basically how we were able to get pig spawners everywhere. And so Alpha's like, Jack, I've got really dire news for you. He just, out of the blue, messaged me one night in early 2017, right before we'd figured this out. And he was like, Jack, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, what? And I quickly log in on an alt, because that was the only account I had at that stash at the time. And he's like, Jack, it's worse than you think. And he's just like, I gotta show you. And I'm like, what? And I log in, and my frame rate dips to like 3. Now I'm on my toaster, absolutely terrible laptop. And I'm like, oh my God, what happened? And I managed to struggle to get away from where it was that I was sitting. And I logged in into a house made out of pig spawners. And yes, post that in the art channel. Gungnir, I didn't notice your message. And I log in, and I'm in a house made entirely out of pig spawners. And when I logged in, that, of course, the proximity set them all off, and so they all start spinning. And the entity inside the pig spawner is a fucking lag-inducing nightmare. And so when you get any number of these things together, it becomes absolutely hellish. And yeah, like, he just absolutely lagged me out and laughed his ass off because I'm like, what on earth is this? And so he just kind of, he's like, yeah, I figured out how to get them to work. And I'm like, Alpha, you asshole. I love you. And so that's how we got pig spawners working. And yeah, we just kind of had them everywhere at that point. He made a giant sign called Alpha and Jack. He made that, of course, just because he was like, Jack is my best friend. I'm going to immortalize this night. So we did. And that was how we more or less got all the pig spawners working. And that led to a pretty cool time. That was like right before the donkey dupe of early 2017, I want to say. And we duped pig spawners to hell and back at that time. We went crazy with pig spawners. Pig spawners were just like, wow. I really missed that time. Really wish we could have had, you know, more instances of stuff like that. Cool shit. And it just never came to pass. We got stacked armor not too long before that, and Kino figured out how to put it on. And then after that, we just kind of... we didn't have any really cool exploits like that. We had the 32Ks, but that was Kino who figured out how to use them. Kino was responsible for a lot of that stuff, actually. Alpha just got lucky, I hate to say. That's 10. But hey, you know, sometimes it's better be lucky than to be good. So yeah, really fun time. Really cool era. The last hurrah of 2B2T, I want to say. We really didn't have a cool time like that ever again. That was really sad. Or no, actually I want to copy from here. But yeah, good question. Definitely a worthwhile story. Ah, good. Good. It copied. Oh, shit. Undo. Didn't quite copy the way I wanted. Or it didn't stack the way I wanted it to. Now, there we go. Ah, wonderful. And then I'll make this one connect up into here somehow. But where shall I connect it? Oh, perfect, right here. This is great, right here. 1.18 is going to release on the 30th. Yep, I know. I am so looking forward to that. I hope all the good mods and shit update post-haste. I would love to be able to do this world in 1.18, because then I can feature creep the hell out of this place and make it go to the overworld and join it up in the overworld with, I don't know, something. I'll figure something out. I'll probably just have like a very minor shrine. Nothing too terribly fancy. But I did want to have like a shrine in the overworld. Oop. Oh no, please don't let that rain down on something valuable. No, okay. It's not going to dislodge anything. Damn, water do be flowing. Shit. There we go. So yeah, I definitely want to take advantage of the height. At least for this place. Though I honestly wouldn't know how to do that. The best way to do that, I mean. It's gonna be interesting to see. I've got to wonder, you know, why am I using my left hand? Because I want to. Bruh. Wouldn't you use your left hand? If you wanted to. You know. Whoops. There isn't a rule that states I have to use my right hand. All these people who just... Oh my god, you're using your left hand. Like it's a sign of the end times or some shit. That just... It really is amusing that people are that worried about something so silly. A left-handed person killed him. Burn the witch. Although I'm not actually left-handed, that's the irony. I just use it because I want to. Actually, I should probably do this. Oh, fuck. Perfect. So yeah, it reminds me a lot of the early days of like MMOs and forums and stuff. How there was a lot of gender conformity back in those days. Like rigid gender conformity. And if you used anything, to be fair, a lot of us were young kids who just kind of accepted that as the norm. But if you used a girl avatar or something like that, or a model, and you weren't a girl, you would get weird looks. Like, why are you using that? Why are you doing this? It was really quite funny. And then there was also, well, I don't know. I guess the left-handed thing is kind of like that. You don't really have people freaking out or like questioning. I say freaking out. It's really more of just like uncertainty and questioning at something weird. Like, why are you using your left hand in Minecraft? Because I fucking wanna. There we go. That connects that up quite nicely. Do I think the R&D height? I have no idea what R&D is supposed to mean in that sentence, but to answer your question, Tavino, I'm thinking they will eventually extend the height to the other dimensions. I don't know when, I don't know where. You would think it's the sort of thing they would have led with. You know, we wouldn't be discussing it, like it would already just be a thing in the game anyway. But clearly not. Clearly Mojang expects this to be... Like, I can understand the Nether to a degree, but the end, there's no excuse for the end not getting the height increase. There just isn't. Like, what would it do? This place is already mostly empty anyway. If I gave... You know, if I got 128 new blocks up and down, so fucking what? It wouldn't hurt my feelings. I wouldn't be upset about it. So I don't know, it's just strange. It's just strange. Them choosing to not do that, and thus far, there's no word on them deciding to. Stack that 2. And just crazy shit like that. I don't get it. I genuinely do not understand what Mojang is up to with that. If it weren't for the height increase, 1.18 would be such a blah update. Because we don't get we get the world changes, and that's fine. But we don't get the cool stuff that they promised, like the Warden. And we don't get, you know, the deep, dark stuff. I don't know. The height update is really the only good thing about the new stuff. The new biomes are okay. I'm not too bad, or too against the lush caves. That's pretty cool. But there's just not much else really to look forward to in 1.18. Height update or bust, you know? I don't know about you guys, but whenever a new biome is teased, or we know we're getting it, biomes like where the hype with a biome wears off fast. Biomes are just not that cool in the grand scheme of things. They're okay. They're not bad. They're just okay. My loyalty for a biome will expire very quickly. Like, I used to think the Badlands, the Mesa, I used to think that was a really fucking cool biome. Now I'm just kind of like, it's okay, I guess. And I'm not really that fond of it anymore. Like, I don't go out of my way to base in one. And there's not really much of a reason to. Other, like, the gold is nice, I guess, but I'll just make a gold farm at some point. So who cares, you know? Let's cut this. So yeah, just, I don't know. I'm hoping 1.18 will be like the last blah update for a while. That they can actually deliver with 1.19 instead of having to shelve 3 or 4 features in it. That's still, like, that is disappointing. That is just abysmal. How they had to axe 3 whole features for 1.18 and delay another. They had to axe archaeology, they had to axe the bags, and they had to axe... fuck, what else did they axe? There was something else they nixed. Wasn't there? I may be misremembering. What else was promised? Where am I from? I'm from America. Where are you from? Why aren't you American, huh? Huh? That's what the hell I thought. Yeah, what's your excuse? Oh, hey, Hat Cheese. I just noticed you there. How many pounds am I over the global average? I'm not. Remember, I'm skinny as hell. I guess I'm at the global average. I don't know. I don't even know what the global average is. Okay, good. Good, good. You're from Slovakia. Oh, okay. Well, I hope Slovakia treats you well. All right, cool. Now to do a really cool thing. Okay, so I copied it that way. Or no, I haven't copied it. And then rotato. 90 degrees. Oh, no, no, no. If I flip, that will screw it up. Cool. Actually, I would like for it to come out, whoops, from this angle instead. Just like this on all 4 sides. And then it extends off that way. Sort of like a cross-juncture piece. Like this piece goes off somewhere that way. After twisting once. 2, 3. And then I'll put a hub on this and it goes somewhere. Maybe over there somewhere. Who knows? There's going to be buildings and shit over here eventually, so no reason to sweat it too much. Yeah, I like the new caves. They're not bad. Just that alone isn't enough to really sell me on the update. I would love for there to be something in the caves that's new. Ah, well. I guess it doesn't really matter that much. Caves by themselves are... they're just whatever. Here's hoping we can get something. Something meaningful. Because the way they're talking about the deep dark is... so first of all, the warden can apparently break blocks. I'm in favor of this for now. Because it's A, it's an anti-cheesing measure. But B, it feels right that the warden should be as much of a threat as you are. But they're talking about shit like not being in the deep dark. Like good items and good stuff. Powerful weapons and stuff. And they're also not talking about weapons that have attributes. Because that would be something. If they were willing to introduce weapons with attributes. I think that would really be... that would sell the Deep Dark way better. And for those of you who don't know what an attribute is, it's a map-making tool. So you don't really have access to it unless you're a map maker. If you've ever dabbled in map making, or you use Give, for example, you can give yourself a sword. Let's give a netherite sword, and then we can assign it tags. So let's say... no, enchant type. That's weird. The thing isn't... the help thing isn't pulling up. There we go. Oh, sharpness 5? There's a way to do this. Well, poop. No, I'd expect to bracket there. Well, at any rate, one of the things you can give it is, instead of an enchantment, you can make it have its attribute. That's it. Attribute. Health. I forget how it's worded. It's been a very long time since I messed with those. Anyway, so when I hold that sword, it gives me a few additional hearts. Or something. Yeah, don't expect high expectations on Mojang. Oh, I know. Having a high expectation with Mojang is like expecting there to be a winning lottery ticket in every gas station. Boy, have you got a rude awakening in store for you. But yeah, something like that, where, you know, a weapon is attribute coded. There's movement speed, there's knockback resistance, there's, you know, health increase, stuff like that. Like there's a weapon, a sharp 6 or a sharp 7 sword in this chest, but the downside is it takes away hearts. Because you can also take away hearts instead of giving hearts. So that's a thing. So something like that would be infinitely better than just, oh, well, we want to put fishing rods and what else do they say? Like snowballs in these chests. Like the most garbage, useless items you can imagine. Like, don't fucking insult my intelligence. Just absolute pathetic trash tier garbage. And yeah, like I feel like Mojang, they need someone to kick them in the pants and give them better ideas than that. But who knows if it'll ever happen. So that's kind of why I'm like, I hope 1.19 is not a shitty update. And that they don't have to go back and say, whoops, sorry, we couldn't deliver on this or that. To be fair, nobody asked for archaeology, so them not delivering on it isn't exactly a travesty. I wasn't ever in favor of something so silly to begin with. Just because, what the fuck would I do with archaeology? Like what? Oh, I can throw a bunch of pot shards together and then make a story. Wow, that's really unimpressive. I'm just not into shit like that. I want my world will tell its own story via what I've put in it. Mojang's attempt at doing that is just pathetic. But oh well. We will be a slave to whatever Mojang puts in the game. Sadly. Daily Mojang rant. Yes, exactly. I think classes in this game would be cool. Maybe a class type system wouldn't be so bad. But it would become very bad if not balanced correctly. And Mojang aren't the developers I would trust to balance such a system well. And the non-stop bitching that would no doubt occur from, oh no, this class is OP. Oh no, this class is terrible. This class, you know. It's like swords versus axes. They've tried their hardest to push axes as like a thing. And it's not a thing. Axes are not good as a weapon. It disabling shields is worthless because you're just going to crystal your opponent to death anyway. So I don't know. I wouldn't trust them with a class system as cool as a class system could be. It won't be in Mojang's hands. it will become a boondoggle very fast. But, oh well. They should ask Relogic for tips on classes, I know, but they wouldn't. They would never do any such thing. I like how Relogic will constantly find a new something or another to collaborate with and, like, do something cool with. And you really don't get that with Mojang. They don't collaborate with anyone. And I guess that's fine. I mean, it's their game. They're free to do whatever they want. Just that it's kind of like meh. Very meh tier. Damn it. I kind of want to connect it up to this. Oh, I forgot about all the axolotls that want to... You know what? Fuck it. Let my axolotls go in. They're just gonna, like, pathfind into shit anyway, so I may as well. Ooh. There's an open area here. Oh yeah, right here would do. I think that's how I had it. Oh well. Doesn't matter so much. Okay. Magic should be expanded. Yeah, they did mention magic at one point. Magic would be in the game to a degree, but I think they're going to just stick to potions. Because a full-blown magic system would be very balance prone. There would just be an absurd level of balancing that they'd have to do. And magic, like, currently potions, because I guess that's considered magic, currently potions are one of the worst things you could try to use in a fight. Because it takes way too long to use, they don't stack in the slightest, and the effects of most potions are by and large irrelevant. Let's see here. 15. And so you have no reason to give a shit about potions. That is, unless they introduce the really overpowered potion effects like Resistance 3, Regen level 4 or 5, which they've already technically done, but they made the God Apple scarce as a way to compensate. And so there's no good happy medium with potions. They're either useless or they're OP as shit. And so I almost feel like they'd have to rework and overhaul their potion system. Whoops. Just because the potion system is... It's okay. It's not great, but it's okay. It's serviceable for what it is, but if you wanted it in a PvP setting, well, you're out of luck on that one. It just isn't viable right now. And so magic, if they base magic off of what they've done with potions, it's going to be a very much all or nothing system, I feel. I just don't see Mojang doing it right. I don't know. Oh yeah, another collab with the Guild One's Army. Yeah, the Don't Starve update. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. I might actually bother playing Terraria again. Because I played Terraria for like a month. Get everything under the sun that's new. And then proceed to fuck off for another year and a half or so until they have another one. I don't start over a new world. I can't stand to do that. Come to think of it, I haven't started a new world in a long time in Terraria. Really just not fun sounding to me. Early Terraria was hell. And I played early Terraria a lot. And, yeah, like, it scarred me. Not that badly, but like to the point where I'm like, yeah, I don't ever want to play old school Terraria ever again. And the early game reminds me of that. Shit. There we go. How you're struggling for supplies, you have no really good movement accessories, you're stuck with low tier weapons, no high rarity weapons, you can barely afford to re-roll weapons when you finally do get the Goblin Tinkerer, and just stuff like that. And I just rather would not. But I don't know, maybe I'll play a new Terraria world on stream with all the new shit. Because there's actually a lot of shit that I've missed out on in Terraria just because it's earlier game content. And I've got a maximum end game character that I love using. So I don't really give a shit about the middle game, like early hardcore. Or not hardcore, early hard mode stuff. Like there's a lot of early hard mode weaponry and items that were added that I just kind of was like, yeah, whatever. I fought like one mimic when they added the biome mimics. And I was just like, it's whatever. Because, you know, I curb stomped it. I was OP. I was already ready to take on the Moon Lord by that point. So, of course, none of that stuff was really good for me. So maybe it wouldn't be such a terrible idea. Nope, 7. Perfect. Almost there. I can almost make the tips meet. Terraria is really fun now. Okay, well good. I might try that. I've had Terraria for years. I haven't touched it since... Funny enough, the last time I played Terraria was when they added the Dawn Empress thing. Empress of Light, that's it. And that was, funny enough, right around the time the Turks found Space Valk 3's second site. So the original, you know, the original place. And so I got really mad and I rage quit 2B2T at that point. Because I was like, this is the end of Space Valk. Like, they fucked it up because they're absolute incompetent retards. And so I just didn't play 2B2T for like a month. And then I tried to get back into it and I couldn't. And Terraria was my crutch at that time. Because, you know, it had a bunch of new content in it at that point. And I was like, yeah, I'll play that. I would rather struggle with Terraria or at least enjoy Terraria. So I did. Yeah. My Space Valk 3 is so cool. You rebuilt it completely on your favorite server. Thank you. Oh, okay. Well, thank you too. Show it off to people. Tell people I built it and stuff. You really love the Calamity mod. If you want a few bullet hells, then I should play that. No, I hate bullet hells. I hate it when the Moon Lord and all the other vanilla monsters do bullet hell like. And it isn't even really bullet hell. It's just bullet hell like stuff. And even then, I want to like die. It's terrible. I cannot stand bullet hells. That is not my cup of tea. I cannot keep up with all the crazy projectiles flying around. Oh, whoops. I'm sure a lot of people are, you know, they really like that stuff, and, you know, more power to you, but me personally, no. I am not one for the bullet hell genre. Shoot 'em ups can get really obnoxious like that, too. Shoot 'em ups and bullet hell, they kind of have similar roots. At least I feel. I don't know, they all kind of came out around the same time. Come to think of it, there haven't really been any good shoot-'em-ups or bullet hells in years. At least not that I've heard about. Maybe I've just not heard about them and there actually are. So I don't know. Oh. Ah, Immactured? I hope I said that right. Thank you for subscribing, man. Immacured? I'm a cured? I don't know. People's names, I tell you. If it's not Tom or Harry or Dick, I'm not going to be able to read it. Whoops. I am an ignorant American. What is my favorite class? I'm very partial to Summoner in Terraria, but Summoner is, I don't know, it's such a squishy class is the problem. I can remember when Ramir started his How to Be a Summoner thing, and then I discovered Ningishu a few years later, and now both of those content creators are like dormant AF. They don't do anything. And it's just like, wow, damn. It's so sad. Because they were both really good Terraria video makers, and I understand that it's a bit of a process to throw a video together and to edit everything, get it just right. And it just is, you know, it is what it is. I just hope they end up doing more cool Terraria shit. And that they haven't, like, permanently burned out. Because a lot of these people, they'll make a video for a while and then they'll get burned out because they're doing, you know, more of the same. That's understandable. Getting burned out is very easy to do. Oh. I never actually heard what happened to Ramir. Does anyone know? Just spammed the keyboard a few times and looked alright. Try fighting the engaged Empress of Light. Oh, I know. The one where you fight her in the daytime. Or around the morning. And then it becomes daytime and then she becomes a one-hit kill. Yeah, that was about the extent of the bullet hell stuff I was willing to take. That pushed me to my limit. And I did somehow manage to get the, fuck, what was the name of that? It was the summoned weapon. The enchanted sword or whatever it was. I can't even remember the name. It wasn't even the best enchant or the best summon. That was the infuriating part. It was just like really good. It's like second best. But nothing has yet to top the Stardust Dragon and the Stardust Armor. And by that I mean the Guardian. The obvious Star Platinum reference on the Guardian armor or whatever. So I don't know. We need a post-Moonlord content update. Something that's like really fucking metal. Okay. That should be the whole thing going up. The whole pattern. Ah, wonderful. Oh, that didn't do it. Shit. Posted in gaming. Okay, cool. I will look for it then. The Summoner mech suit in Calamity mod. Yeah, I've seen a lot of Calamity mod stuff, and I don't know that I'm 100% uninvested. We'll have to see. We should get a boss rush mode in vanilla like Calamity mod. You would get to pick at least one post-Moonlord weapon exclusive. Okay. Yeah, post-Moonlord stuff. I would really like to see more. Wait a minute. Okay, no, I didn't. Or did I? Oh shit. I fucked up the I fucked up the order. The pattern doesn't go that way, it goes this way. But yeah, there does need to be more vanilla post-Moonlord gear. Maybe not made with Moonlord stuff, but I don't know. Something to make the Moonlord stuff obsolete. I don't know. Maybe another Cthulhu-inspired monster of some kind. Or hell, Cthulhu itself. Why not? Have Cthulhu itself be like a super boss that is completely optional and just be the most hellish nightmare in existence. Because they said, what, the Moonlord is Cthulhu's cousin or brother or some shit once upon a time? So I don't know. Maybe they've said, like, we're never gonna power creep the Moonlord. Maybe they've sworn to not do that. I wish they would. But then, I don't know, they want to kind of move away from Terraria, don't they? I'm curious what they'll do now. Their Otherworld game kind of fell to pieces a few years ago. It's very unfortunate. That game looked like it would have been really cool. Just sad that it didn't get finished. Need weapons that like they're the Zenith but are exclusive to each class. I know. The Zenith was such a cool idea. You amalgamate what, like the top 6 swords throughout your Terraria progression journey, and you combine them all into the literal ultimate weapon. Kind of. I still say the last prism beats the Zenith, like, barely. I had to use the Zenith to kill the fucking Empress of Light. There was just no other efficient way to kill her. Last prism DPS, like, I know there's a way to really make it strong, but like, yeah, I don't know. It sucked. What happens if I paste this here? Ooh. Oh wait, what am I doing? I can just paste without air. Did I screw up the pattern? No. Don't tell me I messed it up. Or did I? Shit, I don't even know what pattern I was really aiming for now. Yeah, that should definitely have been there. I need to trust my instincts and stop overthinking. I'm very bad about doing that. Oh wait. It has to be this. All right. Okay, yeah, it's staggered each time it goes up. All right. Phew. Back on track. Now then. Saw the Zenith gun mod. Interesting. Does it really... Oh, wait, is it all the guns combined into one? Yeah, I guess that would have to be it, wouldn't it? I gotta wonder what that would look like, man. Plus the dungeon needs some updates. Yeah, probably. The dungeon got a small update in 1.4. Yeah. They added a few things to it, but nothing like earth-shattering. To be fair, dungeon is mid to late game progression once you get hard mode. Because it's just a stone's throw away after the dungeon to the Moon Lord. And so, maybe they don't feel like you need to do another dungeon-related thing. Who knows? I think Terraria needs a new area. Or a, maybe... Oh, yeah. That's actually a really smart idea. Maybe you get abducted by aliens. Because, you know, we know the Martians are a thing. The Martian armies. So maybe you get abducted by aliens once you kill the Moon Lord. And you're taken to, like, another map thing. Another segment of the map or something. Or it's the Martian homeworld or something. And it's like a brand new world. But with a completely different, you know, play style. And it basically resets your progression, like everything on Mars is infinitely more powerful and hostile. Maybe. I don't know. That might be going a bit far. But it could be interesting. Because like the aliens want to abduct and study you because you killed the Moon Lord or something. I don't know. Maybe the Martian invasion is only a small portion of their power. Or like a small scouting party / a small invasion party. Something like that. Like, I feel like the Martians are just kind of out of nowhere currently. Because, like, you can just inadvertently trigger a Martian invasion without even realizing that that's what that'll... You'll run into their little probe thing. And then you got a bunch of Martian fucks to deal with out of nowhere. And so maybe tie that into the game a little bit, you know? That could be fun. At least I feel like it could. New boss down there would be a cool end game of the dungeon. No, I don't know. Maybe the dungeon doesn't seem like a really good place for the end game. It feels more like just another stepping stone. At least from what I can gather from Relogic, from how they've designed the dungeon. It's only really meant to be, you know, it's a side thing anyway. You only need to go to the dungeon entrance to fuck with the cultists. And then once you've done that, you don't technically have to go into the new dungeon. Or, well, rather, the hard mode dungeon. You can just kind of leave the dungeon alone. Obviously, that would be silly because there's a lot of really good stuff in there, but there's no boss or any reason to really go in there and kill. So, I don't know. It's interesting. It could work out. How do I want this to wrap in there? Actually, since this goes even with that, Rotato -90. Well then, we need the updated snow biome. Yes. The desert oasis and the all those other kind of mediocre mini biomes have been turned into somewhat challenging minor areas that are actually kind of worth exploring now. But the frozen underground is just whatever. It doesn't serve a purpose of any real... of anything, you know, super amazing. I feel like it could be, you know, a really killer area in hard mode. Possibly with like a dungeon of some kind. Who's to say? It could be something. Whew. So yeah, I'll definitely do a Terraria stream at some point. Now what the hell do I do with this place up here? The underworld needs a bit of a revamp too. Yeah, good point. Like maybe all of those abandoned buildings change in some fashion once you've like killed the Moon Lord. I'm really looking for like post Moon Lord content. A reason to use a very strong character to like plunder new areas or conquer new areas, something like that. Like the underworld becomes a hellish nightmare. Something like that. I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of potential that Terraria has going for it, but like you don't really see a whole lot of, you know, nothing to really take advantage of it. So this goes down into here. You know, I'm all right with that being only accessible via this one water elevator area. Or not elevator, but water highway tubing thing. And then I'm gonna make a thing here in the center. Where is the dead center of this? I believe it's right here. Something cool like a support beam. A support structure. Not just have it hang out in midair. Oh, that pierces right through the top. Stack it 60 blocks instead. Still penetrates through the top, but it's not that bad. You know what? Fuck it. I'll leave it. I'll leave it like that. Frozen underground castle. Oh wow, that would be cool. That would be really cool. Something like that would be a genuinely interesting pseudo dungeon. I guess it's a dungeon. Pseudo area, whatever you want to call it. That would be cool. There's a lot of potential that Terraria still has. I just hope that they don't abandon it forever, you know? I think they don't want people to be mad if a structure generates in their underground base. Well, see, that's the thing. With a lot of these new stuff that they add, they don't tend to add backward compatibility for an older base or an older world. I've still got worlds that are pre 1.2. And all the stuff that got added in 1.2 that didn't show up in my first world. And I was just like, well, fuck, I gotta start a new world. I mean, it wasn't that bad, but, you know, you get the idea. Okay. Definitely want this to be... A new dimension would be the best idea. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. You get abducted and taken to Mars. Ooh. That is a really cool idea. Like, no joke. Because, you know, they were all happy to, back when 1.3 was being teased, they were like, yeah, look at the Martian invasion you can do. And they were all too happy to, like, show off all these cool alien-looking things. And I mean, yeah, they were cool, but I want more of stuff like that, you know? Maybe you can corrupt Mars. Bring the corruption of the Crimson to Mars and, like, wreak havoc on the environment. It could be interesting. think they should expand to outer space. Yeah, expanding outer space would be a good idea too. Hey, Lums, I'm doing great. Oh, I should probably answer more questions now that I think about it. Hey, Lucky Al, I'm doing great. Ooh woo. Don't you ooh woo me, buddy. The music from Terraria is low-key amazing. It's so ambient, yet like it gets into your veins, you know? Terraria's music has always had this presence about it that very few other games can touch. I don't know why. But it's good, you know. Oh, let's see here. Okay, let's see. Do I ever sneak out at night? Or no, did I ever sneak out at night? As a young kid, as a teen, no, I never had to. I was never the type of kid to want to. Just because I never really wanted to go to concerts. Like, I did eventually go to a concert on my own years and years ago. It was in 2017. I went to go see Journey. And, I mean, it was fucking Journey. Like, what was I going to do? Not go? Journey hadn't been to my town in, like, 15 to 20... No, it was 25 years. That was it. And so, to go see Journey live was, of course, you know, like, yes, please. I'm really glad I went now because that was pre-pandemic. I don't know that I would do it again. Like, it was very loud, and that wasn't pleasant to me. I don't know. I'm a huge Journey fan. So seeing them in concert was fine. But, you know, now I don't know. Back then, when I was, you know, at the age where sneaking out would have crossed my mind, I didn't live in a good place back then. And so sneaking out might have gotten me killed, and I knew it. I was in a very precarious place, shall we say. And so, yeah, sneaking out would have been one of the last things I would have done. So no, I've never wanted to sneak out, never had to. I never was in a position where I was like, oh my god, this is unfair, I can't go to whatever. But then I've always had more reserved tendencies anyway. Like, I don't know if you guys can tell or not, I used to be a much more heavily introverted person. I tried my damnedest for years to really grow out of it and change. And I'd like to think I've really succeeded at it. I wasn't always this good or this open. I was really badly introverted in my teen years, definitely. Like, I had very few friends. I wasn't like... I hated myself to a degree. Like, it was just... Ugh. But, you know, as I grew older, I grew out of it, thankfully. I had to work at it, though. That was the other thing. It didn't just happen. Like, I definitely had to make an effort. But it was a worthwhile one. So, ooh. That's strange. I can't mimic the pattern on this sign. Well, instead, let's go counterclockwise instead. So yeah, never had to sneak out or do anything like that. I never wanted to. I also was very, you know, obey my parents prone. I was not like deathly afraid of my parents, just that I never really wanted the trouble that would inevitably follow if I did. If I did disobey them, I mean. But thankfully, it all pretty well worked out. How old am I? I'm 32 now. I was more introverted when I was like 16, 15, 16, 17. We moved to where I live now around that time. And things have gotten way better. That, and as an adult, you can go pretty well wherever you want anyway. And you will spend the majority of your life as an adult. So, you know, don't feel like it's... If you're a teen right now and you feel like the world's closing in on you or whatever, trust me, it can get so much worse. But also that when you are an adult, you have so much more freedom to change that. So that sometimes you're not as trapped in whatever your circumstances are. So, you know, don't feel bad. Don't feel like it's all for naught. I definitely felt that way to a degree. The world would just be static forever and ever, and I'd never get anywhere, never get anything. I think that comes from not being patient. Learning to be patient was a huge part of it. Hey, Poncho Hamster, what are you frowning about? Turn that frown upside down, boy. Nah, I'm joking. But yeah, pretty good question there. Can I mute Puff for an hour? No, you may not. Have I ever killed anyone? You mean in game or in real life? Because the answer is a no to real life. Like, hell no. I hope I never get put in a situation where I have to kill somebody. That would be purely in self-defense, by the way. Just to put that out there before anybody gets any ideas. That would exclusively be for self-defense reasons. But yeah, no, I hope I never have to be put in that situation. There's currently a thing going on right now related to self-defense that is hella fucking scary. So we shall see. The term self-defense may mean nothing in just a few hours. Who knows? But I don't want to get political about that. I'm telling that Jack the Ripper is not a Ripper. I'm a Ripper in games. I'm not a Ripper in real life. Besides, I only named myself that when I was an edgy teen. When I thought I knew better. Or before I knew better, actually. Oh, man. There we go. But yeah, not a bad question. What is my opinion on the Pope secretly being an SCP? I don't have one because the Pope is not an SCP. You people in your SCP shit, like, cracks me up. The Pope is just the Pope. I'm not Catholic, so I don't give a shit. I have no opinion on the likes of the Pope or other authority figures like that. Those people have nothing to do with me. I don't let anything they say affect me anyway. So yeah, it doesn't mean anything. The Pope is an SCP. What are you people smoking? Seriously. And what am I doing? I gotta stack these. Oh, wait. Shit. Describe Pop Bob. Ooh. I don't know a whole lot about Pop Bob personally. And I really don't want to know, to be honest. Pop Bob has always been like a pathetic figure, secretly. He's always been like this frightening figure in terms of like you don't know if he'll show up at your base tomorrow or something like that. But from what I've heard of Pop Bob personally, he's actually something of a nutcase. Which is corroborated by the fact that I've heard that he's had to take lithium and other medicines like that before. So it makes sense. He probably isn't the most stable person in the world. I don't know anything about him other than that. I know he's secretly lately been trying to LARP as a trap in order to get simps. From what I understand, these are his words, not mine. And so, yeah, he's even gone as far as to make people call him... Oh, fuck, I forget the name. It's really quite pathetic. But that's our Pop-Pop. So who knows? Who knows what the deal really is? All of that could just be a complete and total mind game, and there's absolutely no truth to it at all. I couldn't tell you. Pop Bob has always had this air of uncertainty about him, and I've never been able to really wrap my head around what's going on in his head. And I don't really care to be concerned with him that much. Pop Bob was never that interesting. He was just a threat. His penchant for finding exploits always made him a threat. But his actual personality beyond that, I just know he's a cocky motherfucker. I don't know any more about him than that. I've talked to him maybe twice. And that was that, pretty much. So yeah, great question. Like a real-life buddy pretending to be strong while in truth he is weak. I don't know about a buddy, but like you're any real-life person pretending to be strong when he is in fact weak. That's how most people are. You can usually tell who is strong, apart from who is weak, simply by their demeanor. Real strength doesn't need to be projected. It just kind of is a thing you either feel that this person is or isn't strong, or you don't. If you know, you know. If you don't, you'll just be clueless. I mean, you can project strength, but that's the same thing as trying to fake it. But, like, really strong people are genuinely, like, there's something about them. You know, they're a force all to their own sometimes, and that you can't always pin down the reason why. True strength is cultivated within, and you can tell in people like Pop Bob that they don't have that. There's something wrong with them on a fundamental level that they may not even be aware of, and that's really the sad part, is people who are like that, but they're not really... They can't convince anyone, I don't think. I would love to have somebody psychoanalyze the Pop Bob just to see what all they can find. But I don't know Pop Bob's family situation, his life, any of that. So who knows? Could be different. Could be the same. It could be just your average something. There could be genuinely nothing that unique about him. Some people just get, like, idolized for no reason. Has anybody else noticed that? Some figures will get more attention just simply by being. Not because they're anything spectacular. I don't know. Pop Bob's a lot like that from what I hear. His legend has grown legs and walked away. And the real person would severely underwhelm you. At least that's what I hear. What did Pop sound like? He had a higher pitched voice than I expected him to, but that doesn't really mean anything. I don't know. I don't even really remember now. It's been too many years since I talked to him. Wasn't anything that remarkable. Which again, like I said, you know, the reputation precedes everything about a person. To the point where your expectations will be so artificially high above reality that if you did actually meet Pop Bob, you'd be probably severely disappointed. And then of course there are the memes about him being overweight. Whatever. I have no doubt those are memes, not really that true. I don't know if I saw it right, but it meant bully as in they bully to make up for something else. Yes, exactly. Overcompensating for a lack of true inner strength. There are so many people like that. And a lot of them who do it don't bully. They brag, you know. There are people who bully because they are afraid, and there are people who brag because they're afraid. And yeah, there are the braggadocious types. They are very much like that. He sounded like Chris Chan. No, I don't think so. I'm fairly certain he was unremarkable. Like forgettable, in other words. I heard him twice on maybe 2 separate occasions, and that was it. And I don't remember. Like, I just don't remember what his voice sounded like, and it wasn't really worth remembering, is my point. Chris Chan is annoying just because he is annoying. But, I don't know. Oh man, Chris Chan is a whole other can of worms. Oh my god. I hope they lock that guy away forever. Lock him away for life. Please. Put him in the psychiatric, my bad. Put him in a psychiatric ward. And just cut off internet access for the rest of his life. Get him away from all the people influencing and damaging him. Get him some mental help. And just keep him out of the limelight forever. That would be tremendous. He's sharing a cell with Shadman and Gypsy Crusade. Actually, from what I understand, he is being kept isolated away from all the other prisoners in the jail that he's being held at. Because he's being held for a hearing currently. As for anything more than that, we don't really know. Chris Chan is currently just a mystery. His circumstances are a mystery, I mean. Oh, you don't know? Oh, you're lucky. Don't look it up. Save yourself the hassle. Just don't do it. You don't need to know about Chris Chan. You're better off not knowing. Just return to being ignorant. Do not. He did something absolutely heinous. That's really all you need to know. But yeah, his court date is like next week, I want to say. It's really, 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 really imminent. And we can only hope that he actually gets a court date and they don't just like push it off to the new year or some shit. Like they actually give him a proper fucking. Or well, no, wait, sorry. This is a hearing, that's right. So they gotta pick the trial date and all this other stuff. So let's hope they find him guilty to then move to trial, I think is how it goes. I don't actually know what the system is. But it's not like he'll be going to like real jail, at least not yet. We'll see. I'm fairly certain that whatever ends up happening, actually, whatever ends up happening, it won't be good for Chris Chan. I hope it's not. I don't want him getting off light. Because as someone who has had a job working for and taking care of elderly people, what he did was nothing short of horrendous. Oh, but yeah, let's just not worry about that for right now. I will try to avoid talking about it, but depending on whatever sentence or whatever happens at that hearing, we'll see. We'll see. A lot of trials happening and things of that nature that are just like nerve-wracking, because the turnout or the result is going to just be a nightmare. Well, it is what it is. Hopefully they get it done soon. Yep, hopefully. Because he's a danger to himself and others. And I would love for that to be proven in court via an insanity angle of some kind, because I think that's what his lawyer's working toward. And if that's the case, they'll put him in an institution, and that'll be the end of him. You'll never hear about him again. Okay. Not a bad little centerpiece, sculpture thingy. Whew. Oh, my build is amazing. Thank you, Crystal. Now then. Kind of want to put... Oh, I remember what I wanted to do. I wanted to copy this thing. I made it in a short a while ago, and I never really did anything with it. I meant to use this a lot more to like fill in space. Just to kind of give, you know, because like right here, there's just nothing here. Well, now there is. Just to make it a little more, I don't know, lived in. Give it some sprucing up. Because this tiny area in here is too small for a building, but it's perfect for a tiny decoration of some kind. Ooh. How many vids do I think I'll need to finish? Oh god. Easily another year. This is another year worth of project. At best. Just because it's such a big project. Actually, I want to also use some of these. Now then, somebody asked a question. Was my inspiration to make something only for it to be completely obliterated? I mean, I didn't expect it to be completely obliterated so fast and in the way that it was. I guess I just wanted to be... I wanted to make something, you know? And I just kept wanting to make something bigger and bigger and cooler, and the next thing I knew, it became this. Oh, fuck. I meant to paste. There. If I copied it from over there, it copies from my perspective, so that means it would move it. There we go. So yeah, I like these topiary things here and there. Makes the place feel way more, I don't know, dense with detail, I guess. Yeah, I should probably be pasting that without air, but oh well. Okay, that's getting there. Most people think claiming insanity works out in the legal system. They usually get thrown in an asylum for more time than they would have gotten in a regular sentence. A lot of those people don't ever get out of an asylum. And to be honest, serves them right. Real criminal insanity is like magnitudes more fucked up than you know. And a lot of these asylums are worse than a jail or a prison. Kind of. Depends on the place in question. Needless to say, you wouldn't want to be in one if you're not absolutely nuts. It is my hope that one day we will combat and defeat all forms of mental illness and insanity, and that having a mental illness will automatically get you fixed, and your mental illness permanently corrected. And I don't mean like you become less of a person, but like they get you mental help and they fix whatever is wrong with your brain to make you crazy, basically. So that, because see, in these instances, a lot of these people will not take or adhere to a medicine regimen of any kind. They can't be trusted to stay on one either. And that's the really sad part. And so you kind of have to force care on them to a degree because they aren't going to cooperate otherwise. So I don't know. Now, as for this area in between here, I think I can sprinkle some of these. Oh, yes. What is the radius of the center of Space Valkyrie to the edge? 502? I want to say. The radius... let me go look. Well, if we're counting that... I don't know, are we counting this? Because this juts out. Technically, the edge is right there. That block right there. That block right there to the opposite one, and then -1, and then divide that number in half. Would be 1003 minus 2, so that's 501. 3 minus 1 minus 1 is 1002, and then divide that in half is 501, right? Yeah, 501. And so we'll do the +1. So it's 501 blocks from the very centermost block in both directions. But it's 1003. However, if we're counting the actual extremes from this block to the opposite one, just like how long is it at its absolute widest? We're not worried about the shape of the circle or anything like that. So it's 1075 at its absolute longest. Not bad. What do I think the CCT... And do I think the CCP makes them? White Room's a canvas for the brain? No. Thoughts about Crowbar? Crowbar's a good builder. He's a pretty cool dude. I've seen him in here once or twice. Oh, speaking of, I should probably do another run over of the place. So yeah, this is everything thus far. I guess I ought to get in the habit of just doing a quick flyby of everything at the end of every episode. I'm about ready to sign off for the day. I got other things to do. The mods are around, Poncho Hamster. Don't worry about them. Hey, Jaron Chai, how are you? You're just in time to see all the crazy extent that this base has grown to. Wow, it does not want to load in places though. Actually, as one final little bit, just for fun, just for funsies, I want to see, because I'm really in love with the 1.18 rendering. So let me very, very, very quickly do some movie magic. Ha cha cha cha. Don't go away. Almost done. I'm going to very quickly make a backup. Since we just got a new thing, what was it, today? Yeah, we got a new pre-release today. So I want to try out the new pre-release with Space Valk 3. Because why not? I want to see how well it performs. If it can handle the stress or not. Pre-release 4, wow. Can't believe we're 4 pre-releases, so that's what, the 30th? So that's only 2 weeks. So we got another 2 to 3 pre-releases before they drop the final, the full version. Let's hope there aren't any major bugs that they've overlooked in it. You were referring to white torture when you were talking about white rooms. So is that a type of torture device? I've never heard of that. I don't know what that is, so I don't know. Versus build, can't wait to see this in person. Don't worry, it will blow you away. Your computer can barely render the version on 2B2T. How much worse will this one be? Yes. Uh, 1.18 pre-release. Yeah. Let me rename this one real fast. Sure. So that it is distinct enough. Don't forget to back up your world, Nanny Mojang says to you as she waggles her finger. Ever since Nanny Mojang left Notch, Nanny Mojang just hasn't been the same. Why did Uncle Notch have to leave Auntie Mojang? Oh god, I forgot no connected textures. Okay. Don't really care for a high simulation distance. Entities. Let's shrink entities down just because they produce a lot of lag. VSync. I forget, is VSync good or bad? I haven't used it in so long. Wow. That is silky. Silky smooth. Let me get my head inside the glass to minimize some of the rendering. God damn. Wow, the central pillar loaded in completely. That never happened in 1.17. Whoa. I'm running into unloaded chunks, no wonder. Just look at this. I can see from one end to the other. Again, that never happened in 1.17. Not without like a literal frame rate of 3. And if I get this close, the other side of the central pillar loads in. Oh my god, that's actually really fucking cool. They have improved this. Okay. Good on Mojang. They actually have made some progress. I'm shocked. I just hope it hasn't unloaded the other... Yeah, it's unloaded the other side. Oh well. White tortures when you deny the human senses any stimulus, specifically sight. White room is a colorless room that won't engage your sense of light. Sense of sight. Oh, so it's pitch dark? Or pitch black, I mean? Oh, I forgot I had that out there. The guy who does performance deserves a raise. Yeah, I would say so. Wow. Hopefully Optifine doesn't make this worse somehow. Okay. She say, do you love me? Or I tell her only party, I only love my bed and my mom. I'm sorry. What? Okay. There are no lights on, but you only see white. That's not possible, Charcoal. If there's no light, you can't see anything. So either there are lights on and it's a purely white room, or it's something else. Hey eBay, how you been? You haven't been here in a while. Can't wait to see it on Hypixel Housing. No. Lights in only see white. There are lights. Okay, well see, that makes sense, but lights on only see white. Like, light is more subtle than that. You're gonna have to like perfectly illuminate the room, like full bright. But even then, you can look down and see your own skin. That's gonna be a different shade. So like, that's not possible. The only way to not engage your sense of sight is to turn off all light at all. Just zero light. And make it pitch black. You can't sleep. Well, yeah, I suppose. I mean, yeah, if you're depriving them of sleep. Well, if they blind you, then you don't have working eyes to begin with, in which case you're going to be able to sleep, you know. I don't know how well you'd sleep that way, but you get the idea. Like, that isn't quite how human biology works. But oh well. If they bind you, yeah, if they bind you, that's a different story. But yeah, it's been going pretty well, eBay. I've gotten a fair bit done, I'd say. I need to put another building or two over in here, I think. Here next. I stumbled upon a website called Sete a while ago, and it's a website that has a ton of uploaded character reference art sheets for various anime over the years, and that includes settings and like objects and all sorts of crazy stuff, and there are a lot of really good building designs in these setting pages, and so I've been thumbing through a lot of them lately, so I'm gonna start using some of those for this. Just cause, you know, I thought it would be cool to have like a building from certain anime as like a call out or a reference or something. Something like that. So yeah. And just to be sure Mojang is as fun, anti-fun as possible. Yep. The height limit for building is 255. Oh shit. Got changed to adventure mode. I didn't mean to do that. Now I want to go back to the overworld. Wow, it's still so framey looking up. It has to be all the armor stands and item frames. Wasn't that supposed to make a noise when it sends you through? Oh shit. There we go. That was the noise. Oh, phew. It dumped me out somewhere that's not here. Oh, damn it. I didn't mean to do that. I wanted to build up a tower just to see how tall it gets. Oh, that dumps you out in a random location. I didn't realize it would do that. Man, what I wouldn't give for World Edit. I want to see how tall the tower can get. I definitely want to create something in the overworld now. Similar theme, you know, quartz, obsidian, sea lanterns, you know, that's usual stuff. Maybe not like Space Valkyria, but just a thing, you know, a marker of some kind to say, hey, look, here's, you know, here's a really cool shrine to Space Valkyria 3. I don't know. I could do the cop-out route and just copy Space Valk 3's central pillar in the overworld. God, this is huge now. How tall up are we? 314, wow. So it's 319 now, isn't it? Yeah, 319. Oh, there's a village over there. Oh, that's right. This is damn, that's big. This is one of those snapshots that updates an old world to new shit. Oh yeah, so this is what it's like with the new caves and stuff. This is negative 64. Yeah. Interesting. Well, yeah, I definitely think I'll be putting something in the overworld now. Since this is a thing, this is the only way to take advantage of the new height increase. It would be silly not to. At least I feel it would be. Visually, the prisoner is deprived of all color in their cell and is completely white. Neon tubes are positioned above the occupant in such a way that no shadow in the cell is cast, and it is soundproof and void of any sound. Prisoners will become depersonalized by losing personal identity for extended periods of time of isolation, causing hallucination, even psychotic breaks. Yeah, I can still do stuff in the hardcore world too. I just don't want the overworld to get like out of hand. I don't know. I'll think of something. See Valkyria in a hardcore? Maybe. Hey, that's better than the flat stone with no bedrock in one of the snapshots. Yep. Oink. Huh? There we go. So I don't know. I'll have to think about what I want to do. As for that whiteout torture stuff, in all honesty, that sounds like it's Not really much of anything. And as for not be able to sleep, you'll fall asleep if you get tired enough. No matter how bright the room is. And if there's no sound, yeah, you'll fall asleep eventually. It may take a few days, but you will eventually fall asleep. Like, your biology will force you. You'll pass out. And I assume they feed you water. And maybe some kind of food, too. They probably don't want you to die. They probably want you to, like, psychotically go blank. And that'll take time, which is upwards of a week. So they'll probably feed you something. So, like, no, that torture sounds pathetic. That is, I mean, that would probably be torture for most people, but that would not be torture for me. Not to mention, the back of your eyelids would be a different color. You can get stimuli very easily if you know how. If you've got a vivid imagination, you can just, like, role play or some shit. I assume they're not going to, you know, do anything. So I don't know. I'll give the Chinese credit for being imaginative, but can't exactly say the Chinese... They're not destined to rule the world. Much unlike how they think they are. Oh, that's right, I never put anything in here. Shit. What should I put in here? Pog plus 100,000 social credits. Alright, well, I'm not keeping this world because it's, not 1.18 compatible. Or, no, sorry, it is, but I mean, it's... 1.18 will not come out in time, and I need world edit, so I'm gonna go ahead and nix this for the time being. But other than that, I will catch y'all later. Thank y'all so much for coming out. Thank y'all to those who subscribed and to those who donated. I will see y'all around. Y'all take care and have a great evening. Stay safe. Bye.